Oh, you know what? I should probably just remove this for the moment and just go full.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics. This is the artist known as Andrew speaking, and I'm here with two of. Oh, crap. I forgot I didn't mute the channel, the stream, so it was screaming in my ear. But I am here once again on a Friday night with my two best friends, Todd and Avery. How the hell are you guys doing?
Oh, doing good, doing good.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it all right.
All right. Hey, last night's session of the lore games was actually pretty great.
Yeah,
Had
man,
a
there's like a lot of good
lot of
stuff
fun with
happening.
that. What's so funny is this is actually related. Jen and I are watching the 10-part limited series on Paramount Plus called The Offer. If you're not familiar with it, it's a show. It's a TV show about the making of the movie The Godfather. And of course, it takes place in the 70s and so forth. And there's swinging 70s parties and a lot of bell bottoms, a lot of references to the 70s in it. And at one point, Mario Puzo and Francis Ford Coppola are in like the kitchen and they're talking about the scene in which Michael has to shoot the two people and then drop the gun and walk away. And they're writing the scene and they're talking about it, and Francis Ford Coppola is standing there describing the scene as he sees it, and it's just perfect. And then Mario Puzo, who they're doing the writing of the script together, he's the guy that originally wrote the book, says to him, "Okay, do that whole thing over again so I can write it down." And I turned to Jen and I said, "That's exactly what we do in the lore games." You
Yeah,
know, somebody comes up with an idea, somebody goes, ooh, and then they go on that, and then we're like, and Todd's like, quickly putting it down because this is great stuff.
yeah, it's a challenge.
it's it's very much the creative process in a way that I honestly, when Mike and I got together, we would go to breakfast and we would talk about Hero. And then I would say, okay, Mike, this is where I want the story to begin. This is where the story for this book needs to end. Now we had to fill in the middle parts. So we would throw out different ideas and we would talk about it. And there was one day we were having breakfast and we were talking about book two. And I was going through all the different steps and he was throwing out ideas and we were working on different things. And this older lady who was sitting on the other side, it was might have been a Hardee's at the time because we like to go to Hardee's. An older lady and her husband, I guess, were sitting across from us on the other side of the restaurant, and we're talking, and and you guys know me. When I get going, I get very animated and I get very loud. And she came over and she says to me, she says, "I have no idea what you two guys are talking about, but you're so enthusiastic about it. I want to steal the idea." But she goes, "I have no idea what you're saying, but if you're so enthusiastic, I want to steal it." And I'm like,
Yeah,
that's funny. That's literally what we're doing in the lore games. We're throwing out ideas, we're building ideas, and I mean it's very exciting.
it's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, but see the difference between me and Mike is we never wrote anything down. I just kept it all in my head the entire time.
Yeah, but now it's like, but once you have it down, like you can actually assign it to people.
Yeah, and well, the cool thing about it is you're letting the audience, the fans, the people that are interested see how the process is and contribute.
Yes.
I didn't ask that old lady what her opinion on the story was.
Right.
I wasn't going to listen to it. But you're allowing people to be involved and to throw out stuff. And sometimes they throw out good stuff.
That's right.
Sometimes they throw out stuff and my eyes just roll.
Well, sure, but they're also not professional. Like they've never done, a lot of them, most of them have never done it before. But it's about like it's so much not like about whether the idea is good or bad. It's just allowing people to feel like they're a part of the process.
Yeah.
Like how cool would it have been? How cool would it have been if back in the 90s, Jim Lee and Silvestri and McFarlane had a round table and invited like the audience to come in and just shoot the shit about comics in real time and actually like help them toss ideas out as they created stuff. Let me tell you, if I had offered an idea to like Wildcats #3 or something, even if I wasn't credited, I would have bought 10 copies. just for the memory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But it's a very interesting it's the way a lot of things are done, but it's very interesting opening it up to the public and letting them see it as it happens.
Right? Yeah.
There's still a part of me that I'll think of something to contribute and I'll go, wait a minute, that's a really good idea. Let me hold off. I don't want to spoil it for the listeners, But then again, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're building it, and we can't keep stuff in the shadow when you're building the idea.
That's right.
But
I'm glad you enjoy it. I love it. It really, I know I say it every week that it's my favorite day of the week, but I really mean it. Like I really.
Well, it's really funny. It's almost a time thing for me. From 8:30 to 10:30, the first half hour, I've kind of just started listening and see what everybody says and what everybody throws out.
Mm-hmm. From
9 to 10 is when I'm really getting into it. And then from 10 to 10:30, I'm like, oh my God, hurry up, finish it. Let's go. I've told you before, I think it's a half hour too long, but it's not like it's going to kill us. We're still having a good time, but that last half hour is usually a struggle for me. It's the hour before that I really like to get in and throw out ideas and do stuff. And there's been so many times where Avery will say something and it's like, oh my God, that's fantastic. Or Zach will say something. It's like, oh my God, that's fantastic. Flint, he never throws any good ideas. Neither do you, but I'm just kidding.
I know.
There's ideas going out all the time that just make you want to contribute and make you jump in,
And now we know Flint is a baby.
He just doesn't watch any movies.
That's so weird to me. That's so weird to me.
It's like, oh wow, he does not know what we're talking about. But some watch along streams would be great.
Yeah, we need to start jumping back into that.
Yeah,
okay, so,
I'm up for joining some of those.
So I don't know if I know I told you guys off air. I don't know if I mentioned it during the stream, but not last week, but the week before, a guy at the flea market came to me and said, hey, listen, I got a buddy who's got a storage unit with 40 boxes of comics. He wants to come take a look at. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. So turns out it's a Spanish-speaking guy, doesn't understand English, but the other guy was translating, so we're good. And he is the kind of guy that buys storage units and then tries to sell the stuff to make a profit. Mm-hmm. And he had gotten a storage unit that had boxes of comics. And I went to take a look at them. Turns out there were 37 boxes. The majority of them, probably 30 of them, were small boxes. The other boxes were like just regular boxes. Mm-hmm. And I went through them. The vast majority were bagged and boarded. This was somebody's collection at some point, right? And a lot of 90s bad girl stuff. The person was really into Dark Child and Dawn and a whole bunch of other Witchblade and a whole bunch of other stuff. There was maybe 5% was Marvel and DC. The rest of it was Image, independent stuff. And the 90s was a glut of that stuff. And I did some quick calculations in my head and I thought to myself, if I was going to buy this entire collection, I may offer X amount of money. And I knew that the guy who does the tent shows that we usually go to, he goes to places that are going out of business wanting to sell all their comics. And I've been told he offers like 5 cents a comic. Mm-hmm. So I figured, I did the math real quick, about 100 comics per box, maybe a little bit more. There were 37 boxes. You're looking at maybe 4,000 comics. So I did a quick calculation in my head. 5 cents for these would be $200. And the guy's not going to take $200. So I thought to myself, how about I double that, 400? And then I said, no, let me do a little bit better. And I started thinking, what do I have access to right this second? Now I had money in my pocket because another guy was coming to the store with 5 long boxes and I knew how much he wanted. So I had some money in my pocket. So I said quickly, how much more money can I get out on a Saturday morning from an ATM, because you're limited to how much you can take out. So I made the guy an offer. And I told him, I said, and actually at one point, Todd will understand this. There was a section of Next Men comics. And I pulled them out and I said, here, let me show you something. And I showed him 3 issues. And I said, you see how this one says part 1, this one says part 2, and then this one says part 4? The one that's missing is the first appearance of Hellboy, Mike Mignola's Hellboy, which was in Next Men. That's like $180, $200 book. And it's not in these boxes. And he said, well, maybe it's just out of order. I'm like, dude, so far, most everything in here has been in order. Somebody went through this collection and pulled out the cherry stuff, pulled out the good stuff already. So there's not going to be any first appearances in here that are worth lots and lots of money. It's all gone. So if you think about that, you think 90s comics, whole crap load of them. Some of it will sell very well, but the majority I would be sitting on for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I made him an offer. And the guy immediately turned me down and said no. And I said, okay. There was no comeback. There was no, how about this? And I even asked him when we started looking at it, what's your idea? What are you looking for? And he didn't give me a number. He said, well, you take a look and you tell me. No problem. Okay. So with all that information that I had, I made him an offer based on what I thought it was worth, what I could do with it, and what I had available to me. And he said no. And I'm okay, not a problem. And what's so funny is when I left, I called my brother-in-law, who technically he's an assistant store manager, but he goes with me to different shows and we buy comics together. So he's with me when I normally do stuff like that. And I called him and I said, dude, I offered him an amount higher than I was originally planning to. And he said no. And I went, whew, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God, because I was trying to be nice, and maybe I shouldn't have been, but I was being nice.
No.
So
it's a business deal, man.
That's right. Well, then I went back to the store. The guy that was coming with the 5 boxes, I didn't miss him. He came. We made a deal. I bought the boxes from him. We had already pre-offered. He had pre-said what he wanted, and I said that's reasonable. And I gave him the money, and then he went and gave me 40% of it right back because he bought stuff in the store. I'm like, okay, that's no problem. And I'm going through all the boxes. I ended up getting almost 1,700 comics. And after everything, the costs and everything came out to about 12 cents an issue. Which isn't bad.
Yeah.
But I had to bag and board a lot of it. I've got 2 long boxes that are now 25-cent comics. A lot of them will sell that way. I got a whole bunch of dollar comics, and I got a couple of higher up comics. But that's what that was. Well, the guy contacted me earlier this week, said, hey, I've got another long box to bring you. But this time I want to do credit. I said, that's cool. No problem with that whatsoever. But so to get back to this other guy, the Spanish speaking guy, that was 2 weeks ago. This past weekend, one of my buddies on the other side, row B, came to me and on Sunday and said, hey, there's a guy. He's opened up a storage a unit in the flea market, and he's got a whole bunch of comics, and he's selling them 2 for $1. I said, okay. I said, is it a Spanish speaking guy? He said, yeah. I said, okay, I know who he is. I know what he's got. I'll go take a look later. Well, I went, and he was like, he was very happy. He was making money selling the comics 2 for $1. And I said, well, let me go through and see what I can find. And I did not go through all the boxes. I probably went through maybe half of them and pulled out about 100 comics. So about $50 worth. And that's what I've got over here. I wanted to show you guys what I found. And I asked him, I said, are you guys, because when you rent a unit in the flea market, you rent it for a month, not for like a weekend. So I said, you're going to be here next weekend, right? And they said, yeah, we'll be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Or one of his friends told me Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I went out there today, took a day off of work and went out there today, and they were not open. But his area of the flea market is very dark, so I can understand where they might have got out there and like, the lights are down, and nobody's back there working. So he was like, nah, forget it, we're not going to do it. So, which is okay. That's not a problem. But I'm going to go try to hit him up early in the morning and go take a look and see what I can find. But what I found so far, I was really happy with. And I want to share some of that.
And this was in the box. This was in the box that you were going to buy from him, like.
Yes. Well, no, this is the 37 boxes of comics. I would rather go through and cherry pick the stuff I know I can sell
Oh, sure.
and pay him a hell of a lot less I was going to originally offer him,
Mhm.
and get the stuff that I know I can sell, then buy the whole collection and sit on 90% of it for a year and a half, you know?
Oh, sure. That makes total sense. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I say he ends it, and he was selling to people, and I was selling, and I'm going to be. Oh, hey Betty, how's it going? And I'm going to be selling the stuff I buy from him. And I told him this was probably the best way for him to do it, unless he was trying to sell the entire collection at one time and just get money for it and be done with it. This was the way to do it. Rent a table, put it out, and sell it piece by piece. And then when he's done, if he's got 15 boxes left, I'll make him an offer. But I wasn't going to go crazy for stuff I know will just sit in a store for forever and a day.
Mhm.
You know, so turns out I may end up making a lot more money in the long run by doing it this way, which is perfectly fine with me. So, all right, I'm going to share my screen. And Todd, I already showed Avery a few of these things that I have that I got, and I just deleted the share. Hold on.
Oh my gosh!
I am so bad. I know. All right. Okay. So we're looking at my table. Check this out. I actually got some ash cans, Todd. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, dude, you got some ash cans. You know I want them.
Hold on a second. Let me see.
Especially since one of them's coming back soon.
Yep. Hold on a second. Can I flip the camera? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. I think.
What are you talking about? Werb Gay is one of my favorite entertainment companies.
No. That mirrors me, not the camera. Okay. All right. This may end up being.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. We
well,
got it.
No, this is irritating. Well, I'm going to have to do this.
It's not irritating. It's okay.
No, what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to turn on the overhead camera as my main camera.
There you go.
Yeah.
You picked the wrong one.
Much
Look
better.
At you. Oh,
I feel so natural here.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
Finally.
So I was showing this to. Thank you. I was showing this to Avery. It's not actually Savage Dragon. It's Highbrow Entertainment. It's a preview of a bunch of Savage Dragon related comics. Like you got Deadly Duo, Freak Force, but there's also some
Super Patriot.
So Super Patriot and Jason Pearson Blood and Gut pages.
Yeah.
So really cool stuff. But guess what else I got?
Oh no, dude! I was about to buy these on eBay.
Pit number 3.
I was gonna buy these on eBay.
Yeah, but check it out.
Oh, awesome!
He got 3 of them.
Awesome.
So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I want one of those.
At least one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was actually gonna be buying them. I was thought about buying them on eBay.
Yeah, well, all right. So
we'll buy them from Andrew.
We'll buy it from Andrew. Yeah. So in the lot of comics, I picked up. Yeah, I know. There's a couple. This is Betty says, I like the camera the way it was. Sorry. We're just trying to keep it so that it's.
She's talking about when my logo was on the.
Yeah.
F you, man. F you. All right. So there was a couple of old Whitman comics in there. You got Turok, Son of Stone, and The Twilight Zone. These are. They're not in the greatest condition. If they were near mint, they'd be $30 or $40 books. But in this condition, they're at least $5 books, easy.
Yeah.
But the Turok, Son of Stone, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, here remember how I said I had the Archer and Armstrong?
Oh, you got number 1.
Well, this is 0.
No,
this is number 0. And but then I also got numbers 1 and 2 because there was a bunch of the Unity crossover ones, and I picked all those up. Also got a copy of Pit number 1.
Oh, nice.
So
which, believe it or not, I keep finding these in 50-cent and dollar bins, and then sell them for $3, no problem.
Well, because
Oh, yeah.
it's freaking great.
It is
one-
great. It is
But
great.
once Dale Keown relaunches the new pit, the value might go up.
That's right. That's right. Medieval Spawn Witchblade. This is some Brandon Peterson artwork. Some good stuff. Just a random issue number 3 of that. This Ultraman number 1 recently. I think Marvel got the license to do Ultraman comics, and people were going crazy for the originals. This is the original, still in the bag, and it's like a $15 book right now.
Wow.
Wow.
And I also got issue number 2, signed by Ken Stacy.
Oh, cool.
Well, he signed it on the bag, but it's still in the bag. So it might be
that's
worth
all right.
a
He
couple
signed
extra
it.
That's
bucks.
cool.
And then this is the follow-up series, issue number 1. So I figured, hey, what the heck?
All
Wait,
right.
who drew that cover? That's a
This one?
is that Strowman? No.
No, it says Philip J. something.
Right.
Starts with an F-E. I don't know. I've never heard of the guy. This is a
Jay Madera.
Wizard exclusive of X-Men. This is the issue 320. This is the gold stamped edition.
Yeah.
It's not worth a whole bunch of money, but it's just kind of cool for the time, you know?
Ooh.
Max Glow in the Dark Max number 1. I
Yeah,
never even knew they made
I
a
might
Glow in
want
the Dark.
that. You put that aside for me.
Well, here's the thing. This one, which has no price on it, comicpriceguide.com didn't even have a price for it.
It might be
So,
an exclusive to something.
yeah, I'm going to have to do a little bit of more research, but I saw that and said,
Yeah.
ooh, that's cool. Turok number 1, signed by Bart Sears and it says Raymond Elliott, I think. But I think this one might have had a certificate of authenticity with it. But Bart Sears signed it.
That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
Did you guys know Tribe number 1 had a white cover variant?
I did not.
No.
Yeah. It's not worth very much. It's like a $5 book. But the original was black and gold. But there was actually a white variant.
That's awesome.
I know. A couple of random issues. You got Angela number 3. This is Greg Capullo, for those of you, you know. And this is Angela. It's one of the Angela issues, but it was a variant cover with Pirate Spawn on it.
Huh.
Now, it's not worth a whole lot. It's a couple bucks, but still. So whoever had this collection collected a lot of the exclusives and so forth back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Which means, you know, there was lots and lots of them produced, and a lot of it's not worth a whole hell of a lot. But he definitely collected the good stuff, so it was nice. Top Cows, Tomb Raider 1/2
Good
from
profit.
Wizard,
Yeah.
you know. Awesome Comics, Scarlet Crush. I actually really like the covers on these. This one is, what's his name? I know Rapmund is the inker, but I forgot the name of this one. But this one, you got Ed McGuinness.
Oh my god, yes. I remember that face he was in.
Chris Sprouse.
That's a wait, let me see. That's a Chris Sprouse?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And what's his name?
God
dang it.
It's not Canetti. It's I know it's that's not is that Scrooge?
Scropes. Yeah, there it
Scropes,
is, right
yeah.
there in the blood. Scropes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. Lady Death, I believe this is number 1. This isn't the first series. This is like the second or third series.
Mm-hmm.
But it's signed by 2 of the creators down in the bottom.
You might be able to get something for that because
I
Lady
know.
Death fans are
Yep.
they're pretty loyal.
Yeah, and this is another one. This is not the original series, but this is later series, but still.
Because every time that guy launches a campaign, it's boom, it's $200,000. Like the day it launches.
And these are actually, I think this might be. No, this is 97. Those were 93 and 94. This one's 97. So it's still the later issues. But some of these, you never know. Somebody might be looking for these. Let's see.
Oh,
Batman Grendel by Matt Wagner. Issues 1 and 2.
I need that.
Gorgeous stuff. 2 copies of Ninjak number 1 with the chromium wraparound.
Yeah, that cover is awesome.
That
Yes,
cover's great.
it is. Yeah. And that's about a third of what I got.
Let's see what else you got.
Yeah,
you got some good books, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll be right
yeah.
back.
Okay. Betty says, good profit margin. Absolutely. He says, a lot of female characters. Yes. In the 90s, there was a boom. Actually, there were two booms in the 90s. There was what they call the glut of comics, where comic producers were producing mass numbers of comics. Currently, right now, if a comic is a super huge success, it may do maybe 80,000, maybe 100,000, 120,000 copies. Back in the 90s, they were doing millions of copies of comics. So there was a lot of them. And the other boom that happened in the 90s was the bad girl boom. Lady Death, Witchblade, Tomb Raider. These were extremely popular. And the comic book companies that took advantage kind of focused directly on the population that bought comics at the time, which were teenage boys and teenage men.
Yeah.
So the bad girl boom blew up.
Yeah.
So yes, the female form was very popular when we were into comics. I do not think, I'm not going to say that's the reason I collected comics, but it was definitely a contributing factor to me enjoying collecting comics.
Some of the female characters were really popular.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, your boy Zach did a video talking about how a lot of the creators nowadays are much older. They're in their 50s, 40, late 40s and 50s, whereas some of the better well-known, were breaking in back in their 20s. And they're employing a lot of people that are older now, and they're just not that good. And they said he mentioned some reference in which, they asked people, what's your favorite version of certain characters? And Jim Lee's Rogue was one of the favorites from the X-Men. That was the Savage Land Rogue.
Oh, yes.
That he did when he was in his early 20s, and that's a fantastic character design and costume design and so forth. So
my favorite Rogue is the Silvestri Jim Lee era Rogue.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The Art Adams cover with Longshot, Rogue.
Same era.
Yep. That's perfect. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to the comics. All right, so he had a whole bunch of these from Unity. I picked up the ones I found. I'm sure there's more in there, but
that's a cool cover, dude.
This is Eternal Warrior number 1.
That's classic. That's a classic Frank Miller.
Frank Miller did the covers.
That's before he lost his shit.
Archer and Armstrong number 1, and these all were connecting covers for the storyline.
Yeah, this is all Frank Miller still in his prime.
Yep. Exo Man of War number 7, Shadow Man number 4.
Look at that cover, dude.
Yep. Harbinger number 8, which I swear that's Marv, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's supposed to be, but it looks like it.
Yeah.
When we had Solar Man of the Atom. And then Walter Simonson did the second portion. You got Eternal Warriors number 2, Archer and Armstrong number 2.
Those are cool.
Which the best part of these, the interiors, was by Barry Windsor Smith.
Yeah.
Exo Man of War number 8.
Like they knew what they were doing. Let's get awesome artists. Let's get Frank Miller.
Oh yeah.
And Walter Simonson to do like these big connecting covers.
Yep. Well, Unity at the time was coming out in the 90s, and it was nearly and almost as popular, as the Image stuff that was coming out.
Yeah.
Hey, no problem, Betty. Thanks so much for coming by. I appreciate it. She says, thank you, Andrew. I don't know if she's leaving or not, but Betty's awesome. She's one of the Scambaiters that I absolutely adore. I mentioned that before. So, Solar Man of the Atom, number 13.
That was a great
book. I
right
want
there.
That book, dude.
I have it. It's so good.
I lost it.
I have never, ever read this book.
It's so good.
It's pretty good. And it's fantastic John Paul Leon artwork.
It's crazy. When I first looked at it, I didn't know who the artist was. It wasn't until I started flipping through the interiors that I realized it was John Paul Leon. And I'm like, holy crap, this is gorgeous stuff.
Yeah.
But this is a great little one-shot.
Yeah, I put on the side for me. And there's typhoids, dude.
Ooh, John Van Fleet. Yeah.
I don't know why I let you do this with me. You know that?
I don't have. These are
Got
books
all
that I had
four-
that I lost.
I don't know if I have those.
Those
But
are brilliant books, man. Those
The
typhoid books
covers are awesome.
Yeah,
The
John
covers
Van
are-
Fleet, dude, he's a nice guy too. He will.
We have
Oh,
all,
nice
three-
artists.
all three parts of the Superman Doomsday Hunter Prey series.
Mm.
These actually have gone up in value. These are like $7-8 books right now.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. She says the thank you was for the explanation about the female characters.
Anytime you want
No
an explanation
problem.
about females, Andrew's the person to go to.
Just an
Not
expert.
really. I'm not an expert. I just know what I like. Come
Oh,
on.
the dreaming, nice.
Yes, this is issues 1, 2, and 2 copies of issue 3 of this limited series of The Dreaming. And it's actually pretty good. So I actually read some of it. We got a bunch of Venom issues in here. We got issues 2, 3, and 4 of the Along Came a Spider limited
Who
series.
drew those? Is that like a Ron Lim?
No. Saint Pierre is the name that's on the
Okay.
cover. Hate to say it, but it was probably a nobody that we know of, you know. We've got Venom the Hunted, issues 1, 2, 3. Oh, nope, this is Venom the Hunger. Issues 1, 2, and then this is Venom Sinner Takes All, number 5. So it was a variety of different stuff. The one Venom series, limited series, yeah, that's really, really, really valuable was Venom. Oh crap! It's not Public Enemy. It's oh, I forgot what the name of it is. But he had it originally, and somebody must have already picked it up because it wasn't anywhere near these Venom issues. And like I said, most of the boxes were in alphabetical order. So I missed out on that one, but that's okay. I got a whole bunch of other ones. Check this out.
Oh, I
Is
wanted
that the
those
John Pauly
Terminators, bro.
No,
That's
this,
the original. That's the original series.
Okay.
This is the first Terminator
Yeah,
series.
put
And this
those.
is
Put
Chris.
those on.
This is Chris Warner.
Yeah, put
And
those
it's
aside for
issues
me, man.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah,
All
put those
4.
aside for me, bud.
Then there was a bunch of Aliens vs. Predators. This is Aliens vs. Predator War number 0. Also Warner art.
A lot of those Dark Horse, Predator, and Alien books had pretty good stories, even when the art wasn't so great.
Yep. This is Predator: The Bloody Sands of Times, issues 1 and 2. So I can put those together.
Oh, Stelfree's cover. I bought.
Oh damn! I was going to ask you if you knew who the cover art was.
Well, I bought those. I still have
Oh,
those,
really?
I believe. Yeah.
Well, this is issue 1, 2, 3, and 4. Brian
Yeah.
Stelfree's
I
art.
bought those because of the covers.
Yeah. This
Like Danger
is
Girl.
Danger Girl, which I haven't seen Danger Girl in a long time. But this is issue number 3, and there's like 3 different versions of the cover. You got the Adam Hughes version, the Travis Charez version, and then of course the Scott Campbell version.
Yeah.
Betty wants to know what the name of the girl at Tomb Raider is.
Laura Croft.
Laura Croft. Yeah, we know that. We're good. We're smart. We can figure this out. All right, hold on a second.
It's Kelly Jones Batman. Nice.
Kelly Jones Batman, but these are the glow-in-the-dark versions.
Ooh.
This is one of the ones where he crossed over with Dead Man, and so if you turn
Mhm.
off the... Ooh, wait a minute. I wonder if I turn off the light, you could see it.
If it'll show up, if it still works.
Hold on a second. Let me turn off this light. Let me turn off the overhead. Hold on.
A little bit, kinda.
Well, hold on.
Not really. It doesn't have.
It's the light from the computer doesn't make it work, but
Good enough, though.
Yeah,
Qualifies. It counts.
Yeah, well, glow in the dark stuff stops working after a certain amount of time, and it's been a few years since Kelly Jones was on Batman.
yeah. Well, his run on Batman was pretty fantastic. So
Yeah.
Doug Munch and Kelly Jones, some really good stuff. But this is issue 530, issue 531, also a glow in the dark one, and 532, also a glow in the dark one. And then there was 535, which is a special fold out cover. All right, then I get into some really cool stuff. We got
Oh, that's classic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Cry for Dawn.
Yeah. Just. Oh no, not Cry for Dawn. This is Dawn.
Same thing.
Yeah. Well, no. You remember the story for Cry for Dawn? Michael Linsner created the character with a buddy of his, and the buddy and him broke up and split up, and the buddy kept the title and the idea for Cry for Dawn, but Linsner kept the character Dawn. But this is the Cirrus 6-issue series that he did, the first one, which I have 2 copies of number 1.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
But any fan's just going to be like Cry for Dawn.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, number 2. Well, Cry for Dawn. It was either a vampire or werewolf story, and in this, she has nothing to do with vampires or werewolves, but it's all heaven and hell, saints and angels and demons and so forth. But this is issue number 2, issue number 3, issue number 4. Now this is where it gets kind of cool. This is the limited edition, signed edition of number 5.
Oh, cool.
Oh, weird.
This is also number 5. And this is the limited edition signed version of number 6.
That's cool.
So it's got an extra cover. Like if you take the cover, you get it. Flash, issue number 100, and Superman number 100.
Oh, cool.
Now, if you're keeping track, that's only 97 comics. There were 3 others that I got. Guess what? They weren't comics. They were trades.
And
The original Dawn trade.
That's cool.
That's
a really good condition too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really great condition. This is that 6-issue limited series with 12 additional pages of art.
Cool.
It's a nice cover. Nice.
Ooh, you got Death.
But just remember,
I want the Death.
Yeah. Death, the High Cost of Living.
That's the original one too.
This is the original one. And
I'm not sure if I have that or not.
That is still one of the best miniseries ever. It was so good.
Such fantastic, great. And what's so funny is when Jen and I were watching the Sandman series and they introduced the character of Death, I was telling my wife about this series and especially about the PSA that Death did with John Constantine. It was during the time of, the AIDS epidemic, and they did a PSA. It was like a 6 or 8 page story drawn by Dave McKean, and she shows the audience how to put a condom on a banana, and John Constantine's the one volunteering to hold the banana. And it's really funny. It's a funny story. Well, turns out, guess what's in the back of this graphic novel? That PSA.
I remember that.
With her talking about the AIDS epidemic and putting a condom on a banana, and John Constantine's holding the banana.
Nice.
And then in the end, she eats the banana. And then the last one I got was Batman Night Cries with Scott Hampton art.
I'm not sure if I have that or not. I think I do. I'm not sure.
I don't think I ever read it, but Scott Hampton is just gorgeous art.
Yeah,
Scott
Hampton
I'll
awesome.
buy those 2 from you. What's up?
Yeah, I hadn't even put these in the inventory yet, so.
Yeah, I'll buy those 2 from you.
Okay. But some fantastic books so far.
Yeah, those are excellent, man. Those are great.
Betty says, treasure hunt, very successful. Absolutely. Yeah. I had a good time picking these up. I'll have a good time at selling them to my audience, my customers, and my friends for way, way more than I paid for them. And loving every minute of it. Betty said, did she eat the banana at the end? Yes, she did. She did eat the banana at the end. All right.
That era of Vertigo was so good.
Oh God, yes. It was.
But but when they started doing stuff that hurt the sale of the mainstream comics, it hurt the sale of the weird stuff too, because it's a smaller percentage of the market of people that enjoy that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's what DC I think did such a great job with the Black Label books, the oversized books,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden everything became Black Label, and it lost, what made it special.
Yeah.
You know, what's his name? Sean Gordon Phillips or Murphy. Sean Gordon Murphy, not Phillips. His book all of a sudden got rebranded as a Black Label book, and it's like, it's great by itself, but they just started slapping the label on everything,
They really did.
and they killed what was special about it. But oh well. That's what I'm hoping to bring to Crom is that Black Label feel, the
Hmm.
large oversized
Yeah.
editions. So
Well, what I'm hoping to do with my indie books is be the you know, the new indie version of Vertigo with the
that would
stuff
be awesome.
the stuff I try to create.
Hmm.
Yep. Goodness gracious.
Because
I did pick up a whole bunch of other things for the store.
Mhm.
Found some toys and some stuff on clearance, and
Yeah, because
a
when
lot
you
of
look at
summer
indie
stuff.
comics, certain people already have the hot image thing down.
Yeah.
They've already got that audience, and I can't compete with those people.
Do you know what I find interesting?
Hmm.
In this collection that I bought, the majority of what was in this collection were number one issues from
Oh,
all different companies, number ones. And there was a crap load of number ones from Image Comics. And a lot of them you would recognize, you would know, you saw it, you say, okay. And then there was a whole bunch that I never even heard of.
hmm.
It's like they were publishing everything that was coming through the door.
Yeah.
And I can almost guarantee you that a lot of that stuff was being published because of who knew who.
Oh
Not
yeah, of
because
course.
not because of what it was.
Yeah, that's what
You know?
happened to Image. They almost went down when they were in that period.
Yeah.
They almost went down. Then they sort of restructured and became a little bit artsy with some of the stuff they were producing.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I've always maintained that Image has done some of the best independent comics out there.
They have,
But they've also done a whole bunch of crap.
Yes.
And I'm going through some of these comics going, I have never heard of this book in my life, and it's an Image book.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I'm somebody who pays attention to what's coming out and so forth.
Dude, if you didn't know me, you never would have heard of that book I did. It came out at Image. You never would have heard of it.
No, I never would have heard of it.
Yeah.
You never would have heard of it. You never would have seen it. Even the children's book that I colored, that Valentino did the artwork, you never would have heard of it if you didn't know me.
That's true.
Speaking of which, I found a couple copies of that underneath my desk.
I don't even know how many. I think I only have like one copy.
I think I have 2 copies.
I know you had a copy in the store too.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, I think Kodiak bought a copy because he bought the heavy metal magazines I had with your stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I went to the store recently, and they had the latest issue of Heavy Metal magazine out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how much the cover price of Heavy Metal magazine is right now?
What is it, like $10?
No
Higher?
way. Really?
$14.99.
No.
That's just ridiculous.
I'm not kidding you.
No, yeah, I'm no way.
And
Plus, they've gone woke.
And it's also like the same size as well.
Yeah, no, not right. Not paying that.
Yeah.
All
right, Betty, take it easy. Appreciate you coming in.
Bye. I'll pay $25 from an independent person for a 48-page book. I do it regularly. Also, a lot of those books come signed.
Right.
But there's even getting to be people though who don't sign it at that price, and I'm like, you should sign those when you're paying a premium.
Yeah, that is true.
That's my thought process. It should always come signed.
Oh, Betty says, by the way, great job scam baiting. Absolutely. Love doing it. I got a whole bunch of calls today. I got to go weed through the good ones and make them into videos, but got some new attempts at some new scams, which gotta love that. I had one today where the call comes up and the automated system does not identify who the company is. It says we have an order on your account for $999 or 400 and some odd dollars, and here's the number. And I'm like, the order number, and it says press 9 to talk to a person. I'm like, it never said who the company was. It's like the most generic thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You got to remember, all they're trying to do is scare you into believing it's true.
Yes,
You know?
you'll slip up and give them real information.
So when I get the person on the phone, they say they're from Walmart, calling about an order for a gift card, and I'm like, you'd think the message would start off with, "This is Walmart calling," you know?
Yeah.
But I think it's like a generic message so that they can use it for anything.
Yeah.
They can say, this is Amazon, this is Walmart, this is Target, this is whatever they want it, whatever scam they're using that day, so they can use the same message. So Betty says, keep it up. Big people in the community are watching you. Oh, cool. Oh, by the way, Todd.
Yo.
I passed your subscriber count.
No.
And I did it in glorious fashion. I went up like 40 subscribers in I think a 3-day span.
Hey, awesome.
And surpassed you. And I was like telling my wife about it. She's looking at me like, yeah, so. She is very difficult to impress, by the way. I mean, once I impressed her the first time, she's very difficult to impress after that.
All women are incredibly, it's impossible.
Oh God!
Actually, I've been
disappointed her the first time.
No. I'm pretty sure I impressed her the first time, and then from there it was down.
Well, first time, last time, same thing.
Yeah, well.
No. She let him at least twice. He's got
twice.
Well, I mean, if you're not awake,
proof.
if you're not awake, does it count?
Oh.
Oh, Betty.
Oh, Betty says, sadly, they are fighting back scam baiting by getting sneakier, almost clever. Well, they can try with me. The thing that I think so funny, the worst thing the scammers could do is stop calling me. Yesterday alone, I had 28 calls. And that was just my cell phone. My home number, I got 3 calls on the home number. And
Dude.
A lot of those were hang-ups. Where they were just testing the line. But I talked to people probably 10 times or more yesterday. Actually got a person on the phone to talk to me. And they don't stop. They don't stop. Yeah, I know. And I keep telling them I have a YouTube channel. I'm gonna put you on YouTube, and they always say, "What's your YouTube channel name?" And I'm like, I'm not gonna give you that. You got to go find it. You'd think one of them would have found me by now. Somebody would have flagged me somewhere, but nope. But that's okay. I love it. Keep calling. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. I appreciate you guys coming in. It's always fun hanging out with you and talking comics. Betty, thank you so much for coming in and contributing to the chat. It's a wonderful thing. I love what you're doing. I love how you're helping people and how you're screwing with scammers, and it's a fantastic thing. I wish I had the ability, the skills, the tools to do some of the stuff that they do. Just they actually had a phone center set up where they were listening into scammers' calls and then contacting the people afterwards and educating them and telling them what was going on and screwing with scammers. And it's a whole community of people doing this, and it's just a wonderful thing to waste these fuckers' times. Gotta love it. I'm in my very little pond doing my little thing, but there is such a wide array of people out there doing it, and it's just awesome. Oh, it's magic.
By the way,
yes.
They have, I don't know if you guys know this. It came out, this happened a little while ago, but I think I just kind of caught on to it. They put out all of the classic Kubert School videos. Remember the training videos that Joe Kubert did back in the day for the
Really?
Kubert School? Yeah, the
Ooh.
entire series that you used to have to pay for is all public now. It's all on YouTube.
Okay.
Under the official Kubert School.
I will definitely have to look that up then.
Yeah, and it's got like horror, penciling, inking, his whole thing.
Okay, very cool. I'm gonna have to check some of that out.
Yes, pretty.
That's
awesome.
that's old school stuff though.
Yes,
That's the stuff I would love.
Yeah, and it's interesting watching him ink because his pencils. He's a classic illustrator. So his pencils are super rough, and then his inks aren't going over pencils. The pencil line is just the drafting, and the ink is the drawing.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
That's kind of like what I do nowadays. I do very loose pencils, and then I go hog wild on the inking part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Betty says, let me know if you need any help at all. Reach me on Discord. Absolutely. Betty, thanks a lot for checking in. I thoroughly appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, we're wrapping up, and I got to tell you guys a funny joke. So, y'all be good, and we'll catch y'all. For anybody who's interested in more in scam baiting, I do a live stream on my Misfit Corner Scams channel Saturday night at 8 o'clock. That one's a lot of fun, and usually get a lot of people in there, and just enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah, and if people are looking for another kind of baiting, you can find me on OnlyFans.
Oh, no.
And with that, good night.